Hello and welcome to another video from Miniature Tanks Company. In this video we will be assembling the Hummer. This is the US modern troop transport etc. vehicle, but it's called the Hummer. This is a kit from Miniature Tanks Company and it's available in many scales. This item is available at miniaturetanks.com. Alright, so what we have here is these pieces. I've been showing you that we need to cut away the sprue pieces with this clipper here. And so just cut away like this. Cut away all these little parts. And there's a lot of small little parts. Well, not a lot, but there's some pretty small parts. So you just need to make sure you cut well these little parts. All right, just cutting well away. And be careful with these small little parts. When cutting them, some parts may fly away. And especially if you have carpet or something, it can be devastating. You don't want to lose your little parts. So just be careful when you're cutting your cuts. All right. So there we go. There's our pieces. Last but not least for the cutting process is cutting away the wheels, the tires. So just cut away like this. Just keep cutting away. All right. There you go. Almost done. Now we're officially done the cutting away process for this model. An optional step, depending on the little detail that you wish, is to take the sprue marks, areas that you cut away at, and just kind of sand those down. But they're on the inside of the wheels, so most likely no one would see them because, they'll be on the inside of the wheel well or whatever. So the cutting away process of this Hummer assembly is all done now. So now we're going to do the gluing together process. So take your glue and we're going to put some glue right here. A little bit of glue there, and a little bit of glue there. All right. And then let's go ahead and put the two pieces of the Hummer together like that. So now the Hummer is starting to take shape. Once it's in the place that you believe is good, press it firmly into place. And what's next is let's go ahead and glue the top on. Now the top should fit well like this. You can see the back piece has kind of an angle like this. So that's the way it should go. So for the top, of course, let's just put a little glue around the edges like this. Doesn't take too much glue, especially for these tiny scaled, the 15 millimeter. I'm working with a 15 millimeter model. But of course, Miniature Tanks Company offers this in many scales. All right, there is the roof of the Hummer placed. Of course, if you were wishing, you could put some weights in that area in the middle, but I don't really need weights for this one. Up next, we shall be gluing together the axles on. This is the way it should be. So just so you know, this is not correct. This front bumper, this bumper piece goes on the back. So just put a little bit of glue there. And then put this back piece on. All right, like that. Hold tight, put it into place, and that's how that should look. Now, put the front on. Put a little bit of glue there. And here is the front axle. Just put it like this. All right, after carefully making sure it's in the correct spot, like that, pushing it down to make sure it gets glued. All right, so the Hummer is now in a good position. This is almost done. Now we just need to put on the wheels. Let's go ahead and put some glue there and some glue there. And the wheels will go on like this. Just make sure that they're going on, the axles going into the middle of the wheels. All right. That's how that should look. And then here, in the same way, make that axle piece go into the middle area of the wheel. That's how that should look, and just double check, make sure it's in a good position like that. All right, in like manner, we shall put on the wheels on the other side. Take this wheel, just make sure that the axle's going in the middle. Make sure that it's lining up well with the other tire. All right, you can always place it like that. And then the same way for the back. There you go. Bring that wheel down just a bit. Make sure it's going in the correct spot. And then to double check, just put the wheels on the surface. Make sure that they're all touching the surface where they should be. Last, but certainly not least, is actually putting this piece on here. And for this, I recommend little tweezers. All right, so here is some tweezers. These will be handy for this next step. Just put some glue right there. Then take this little piece, take your tweezers, hold it like this. And when dealing with the small parts, it's good to have those tweezers. For example, like that. So try again. There we go. And if you just let it sit there with this quick setting type glue, it should glue nicely into place. And in the same way, of course, there you go. Just put a little glue on the top, like that. And then we're going to take this little piece here, put it like that. Alrighty, there is that piece for the Hummer. And last but certainly not least is the spare tire. Of course, this is optional, but you can just put some glue on the back like that. And then you can just stick your spare tire like that. Something like that. So here is the final assembly of the Hummer, the Humvee. This is the military vehicle most people know in the modern armies, in the U.S. Army. Thank you so much for watching another video. You can find this and many other items at miniaturetanks.com.